Hello. Hey,
Hey, hi.
how's it going, man?
Good, good. How are you?
Awesome. So great to meet you. Where are you at? Are you in Florida?
Yes,
Wh-
Orlando.
Oh, cool. I'm just in Winter Garden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, not too
We're,
far away.
we're close, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool, man. So, why don't you just kind of catch me up and tell me about, what you got going on? What are your goals? What are you working on?
So I'm a real estate investor. I right now I work for a acquisitions company.
Okay.
We mainly buy properties that need a lot of work for
Yeah.
fix and flipping,
Yeah.
but we also have like rental units, co-living, short-term rentals. So we build also from the ground up. So we look for vacant lots to do new construction. So basically a little bit of everything, but mostly we look for distressed properties is what we look for
Okay.
to fix them up and put them back on the market.
Sure.
And so, my job is to constantly work with wholesalers
Yeah.
that bring me these uh, properties, right, that need a lot of work,
Right.
and also to do what we call direct to agent outreach, which is going on the MLS and seeing what listings the realtors have on the MLS market, and then making offers on those. So I kind of search around for the MLS, whatever's active out there, and if it fits our buying criteria, then I contact the listing agent and we try to work out a deal and negotiate.
Okay.
Um, and that's basically what I do on a day-to-day basis, lead generation. And then once I get a lead, I do the underwriting, do the numbers to see if we're close on price, negotiate, and that sort of stuff, put them under contract. And then the team here, they take care of closing the deal, fixing it up, putting it back on the market. That's
Got it.
basically
Yeah.
the whole cycle there.
Okay. How
Mhm.
far have you gotten with AI with any of that?
um Not too far,
Okay.
Mikey. Mikey is your name, right? Mikey?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Mikey,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, not too far. I'm not too there's a lot I need to learn about it. I mostly use Chat GPT for to help me with emails and stuff
Sure.
like very basic
No
stuff,
problem.
right?
That's good. That's no problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I definitely see the potential with automation, especially um for outreach, right? I I don't have a clear vision of how I can implement AI to help me in some of these repetitive tasks or anything like that. So that's what I was hoping to
Yeah,
get
100%.
clarification from
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
with.
I got more than clarification for you. Okay, so there's a couple things. You don't need to be a programmer. I'm not a programmer. Everything's easy to do. I emailed you two things. One of them is an app you download onto your computer. Okay, and what that will allow you to do is to create any of the automations that you can imagine. Right? You don't have to learn anything extra. The other one is a link to Hostinger, which is a virtual private server. So it's a computer in the cloud. And what you will use that for is to build all your automations on. So everything would be stored in that computer in the cloud. So what I will show you how to do and what I teach is how to create your own custom anything. You're not using any third-party software. There's a lot of AI people out there, and there's a lot of AI. You pay thousands of dollars for their software, or whatever the case. With this method, what you need to do and what you need to write down and start compiling is the exact parameters that you need to find based off of whatever the situation is. So If you're looking on MLS, what is the exact parameters that would flag a listing as this is a potential listing that we need to contact, right? So you already know all this because that's what you do. But having those listed out, having them typed out, and then what we'll do is, so you use the Google anti-gravity to talk to the server in the cloud, and you tell Google, hey, here's what I need to do. I need to create an automation that goes onto the MLS that does this, that finds this, and then it reaches out to these people, it emails these people, it does this, right? You paste that into Google, and then it actually goes and writes all the code and creates the automation on your server for you. It 100%, you don't have to do anything. You don't need any third-party software. What you have to do is find the credentials that are needed so that the automation can email, the MLS listing and text message the agent and like do all the things that are needed to be done. But it's all done through some sort of credentials. So some sort of like text messaging software, some sort of email software, whatever else you would want to do to try to do outreach, whatever else you do. So those are the only things that you kind of have to get and give to it. Otherwise, it's really just your imagination. So basically all of the exact same things you're doing now, you just systemize them, and then you have Google create them into an automation, and then you just do it one step at a time. So the first thing would be an MLS scraper. There's already many different ways that you can scrape MLS. So it's just finding the one that works the best. When it comes to scraping, you have to use some sort of third-party API, something third-party, because they're constantly rotating the ability to scrape. Because otherwise, the website will shut you down if you're just like scraping it all the time. You know what I mean? So we need to find some sort of third-party tool that will allow you to scrape the MLS. You probably have to pay for that, but it will give you an API key, and the API is just the data feed for everything. So once you have a way for the AI to connect the data from the MLS, then it can start creating the automation. Do you have any third-party software you use?
We have a CRM here at the company, Podio.
Okay.
But I'm not too familiar with it,
Sure.
and I don't use any. The only automation I use, Mikey, is like what you just described. Scraping the MLS for those deals to come to me. I already do that with Redfin. I don't know if you're familiar with Redfin, the website.
Redfin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Zillow.
Yeah, sure. No, I know
Redfin.
Yeah.
So what I do there is I create a search for distressed properties with all the criteria that I need.
Okay.
And then I save that, and whenever a new property pops in with that criteria, Redfin sends me an email.
Okay.
With the address and the whole listing, right? And then I go there and I see if it's a good fit. I do my numbers. I contact the agent.
Gotcha.
So that's how I'm kind of scraping the MLS right now.
That's great. That works.
Yeah. So, and it's free, right? So
Right.
what I was going to ask you is, can I do something like that for public records, like pre-foreclosures, divorces, probates, code violation properties?
Yep.
If I can do something like that for that.
So where are those
area?
listed at? Like that, so that you can just tell yourself now, yes is the answer to any question of if you can do it. Yes is the answer. So it's not if you can do it, it's how, because the how is, first of all, okay, where are all the public records publicly available? Number one. Number two, do you have to log in to access those, or are they just publicly available so that anybody can see them? Meaning, because if an automation was going to go in and try to scrape them and constantly be filtering through it, and they have to log in, then that's another process. And then you obviously need to get your credentials for that. But it's literally just compiling, okay, where are all those at? and then what is needed to access them. So then if you need a login, so what is the login and password for each? And then having all that information. And then literally you can just copy and paste that into the Google anti-gravity and say, go make a automation scraper that goes and checks all of these every day, every hour, however often you want to, and then emails me, or whatever the end output is that you want from them, emails me the list of the top ones of the day or whatever, and then it will go and do all of that for you. And then you might need to give it some credentials, like your email credentials, so that it can actually email you, stuff like that, because it's creating all the automations from scratch. But you just need to find the place that has the data that you need. And then once you know where it is and how it's accessible, then you can create the automation to do anything.
Okay. And so, before we go any further, I saw the email that you sent me, but for the whatever it is that you need me to install, I see my email there. Not I see the
Oh, what
what
did
is
I
it?
say?
Hostinger,
Oh,
whatever.
sorry, gosh, I wrong. It just type in go to antigravity.google. That's the website, antigravity.google.
All right, let's see. So, Mikey, tell me a little bit about yourself while I wait for this. What's your background? What do you
Yeah. So I've been doing marketing automation for the last 15 years, primarily, specifically marketing automation for 10, and then a lot of content. I had an agency, as a freelancer. I ran an agency for 3 years, and I had my own agency as well. And now with AI, over the last couple of years, I 100% just focus on AI automation, helping businesses just like yours on all different avenues, all different industries, create the exact type of automations that we're doing right now, and then just continuing to build, because you get one level of like, okay, now I just automated all the work that I usually do. Now what's next after that? And so then it would be adding in like voice agents and creating everything custom, so that it's actually proprietary to you guys, has somewhat of a niche to it, has a little bit of an edge. But primarily that's all I do. I mean, I spend way too much time investigating AI. I'm a little bit obsessed with it, but it's quite revolutionary right now what we're in. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I saw you, I think, on Instagram or YouTube. I can't remember. And I mean, I know I have to get on board with
Yeah,
learning this, because this is what's coming in the future,
this is it.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stay relevant. I'm trying to stay, ahead of the curve here and try to use that to my advantage, right? I know there's a learning curve for
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
because I have no
Well,
experience.
you use ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then that's as much as a learning curve as you need. What I'll tell you right now is that's all installing. What you want to do is you go to ChatGPT and you say, here's exactly what I want to do. Okay. And I want to scrape all of these places. I want to compile them so that they automatically find all the best listings. Here's the exact best list. So you tell ChatGPT, just like do a voice memo and just like ramble it off, right? And then tell it, create a really detailed strategy for my developers to build this for me, right? And then it's going to write out a whole long explanation of stuff that probably doesn't make any sense to me.
A
And then
prompt.
but with code and like a bunch of crazy stuff. So whatever, copy all of that and you just paste it into this Google anti-gravity, and you say, go create this on my server, and then it will go and just create this whole elaborate strategy and plan, way better than what we could think of or imagine.
Okay, and I can do that with the free version of ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, the free version will totally do that. I mean, you can use, so Google anti-gravity is basically, it's like Chat GPT, but it will code and create full apps for you. It will anything you could do with code, it will do it. If you know what to say, if you just, like, go make me an app, a wholesaling real estate app, it will go and do that. But then what does the app do? Like, it won't know that unless you tell it. It'll know what wholesaling and real estate is and what an app is, and maybe something. It's smart. It's really smart. It's one of the smartest out there. So you can just tell it anything. You don't even have to use ChatGPT. But sometimes I like to use ChatGPT just to compile my thoughts, to try to get as long and as deep as a strategy as possible. And then from there, and with the Google Anti-Gravity right now, it's free as well. You don't have to pay. That's why this is crazy. So you get the hosting your VPS, which is like $6 a month. That's where all of your automations are stored. That's where everything lives.
Let me see if I'm following you. I write the prompt on ChatGPT. I feed that into Google Anti-Gravity. Whatever that spits out, that's good. I'm gonna put in hosting.
The hostinger is your computer in the cloud, your server. So Anti-Gravity is going to connect directly into your computer in the cloud, your server, your VPS, virtual private server. And then whatever you get the original prompt, whatever you're trying to build, that's where it's going to live and stay, in the cloud. And then it will automatically run from the cloud. So whatever it's doing, it's going to be running from that computer in the cloud. So if it's emailing you stuff every day, it's running from there. And then if you want to talk to it or reprogram it or change it or anything like that, you're using Anti-Gravity just to type and talk to it that way. Like ChatGPT, the same exact thing.
Okay. All right. Now, I saw your offer, the 197. That was, I think, yesterday. I think it was. And I was on my way to church, but I didn't want to pass up on the opportunity. So I jumped on it, right? What is it exactly that I bought?
So what I'm showing you now is what you bought, which is I'm going to give you the ability to create and automate your whole job.
Okay.
Like literally. And you're not going to have to pay for any software to do that. And by the time, we're not going to be able to do this in the next 10 minutes. So I will work with you to get you to where you're all automated. The way I'll do that is you'll do what I say in this message today. You'll download the Anti-Gravity, get the hostinger. I'm going to send you some videos for you to follow and to do step by step to get you to the point to where your Google Anti-Gravity is connected to the hostinger VPS. So then all you have to do is tell it to go create the automations, right? That's the first goal, is just get that set up to where then you just sit there with the Google Anti-Gravity and you're creating step by step, you're automating every part of your job one step at a time.
Got it.
Right? So I would say you have Redfin going right now, right? So you get an email from them. What can you automate in that process from receiving that email? There's probably something in there. You got to go to Google Maps or something. You can figure out those steps. It's just literally looking at every single step that you have and then figuring out what should be automated of this, what would be really helpful, what would save me a lot of time, and then just going step by step through that process. And then trying to find, like I just found realestateapi.com. I don't have no clue what it is. I just typed it in. But finding third-party software that you can leverage and then use in your automations that will give you the edge. Because that's what, if you're doing Redfin, everybody else is doing Redfin. If any of your competitors, we have to find the angle that gets you to the listing before your competitors, or that uncovers a listing before your competitors can contact those agents or something like that. So trying to find as much third-party data that's available that we can plug into these automations so that you have that edge. Because that's more beneficial than just automating your job. Who cares about automating your job if it's not winning, right?
Correct. What is API?
Yeah, so sorry. basically, and again, I'm not a super programmer. I graduated high school. I barely graduated high school. Okay, I did not go to college. So an API, I have no clue what it stands for, but every website or app or service has data, right? They all have data, and there's a feed for that data, so they can send data out and they can receive data. So an API is just a data feed. It's just a stream of data. That's all it is, right? So every Google, Gmail has an API. Google Ads has an API. It's just a way. So like this real estate API.com, skipsherpa.com. I'm just looking at random smarty.com. These are all real estate APIs, meaning they have their own third-party data of real estate information, and you can pay to access their data. And the way you access that is through the API data feed. So
Yeah.
you get a key from them. It's a long string of numbers, and that key is your access into their data feed. So then you use that data feed in your automations. So if you can find like the best possible data that's even better than MLS or whatever, and then feed that into your automation and say, and like find me, property listings as fast as possible, and then text the agent, email the agent, send the agent a bouquet of flowers, like whatever it takes to get that attention, you can set it up to automate all of that immediately. And the better data you have, the better the automations.
Okay. So the anti-gravity is free. The hosting is like $6-7 a month. So what am I basically paying for? Is your coaching?
That's it. That's it. Yeah, just a one-time fee. And then I'm going to make sure that you know how to build and automate all your work. And you know what you just said, those anti-gravity and the VPS hosting. And it really isn't complicated. It actually is a lot simpler. To where then, this time next week, you could go to your boss and be like, hey, look at what I just made.
Mhm. Okay. And so how often are we going to be working together?
So this is just, you get one call, and then I'm going to go back and forth with you with email because you are limited in time. So
Mhm.
usually we can bust it all out in one call. But so I'll go back and forth with you in email. And do you know like loom.com?
I've heard of it. I've never used it.
Okay, well, get it, because you'll be able to create a video, and it's a screen share video. So then if you're having trouble or you have a question, you can record a video, show me exactly what you're working on, and then you can just send me a link to that video immediately. The link is available. You don't have to upload the video. It creates it all right there. Then you can send me that video and then say, hey, Mikey, I was working on this. I don't know what it's doing. And then I can just send you a video right back. So then it's more asynchronous. We don't have to jump on a
Mhm.
call or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So
Cool.
I'm going to send you instructions for using anti-gravity, for connecting it to your hosting your VPS. Okay. But what I want you to do now is to work with ChatGPT and create a mass strategy. Like, what is the overall strategy for what you're trying to accomplish, and then what are all of the steps inside of that, and maybe like start saving it into a document or something like that, and then share that with me. And then that's what we'll use to create all of your automations. But you really need to get as the more detailed and as granular as possible as you can, the better it's going to perform. And obviously what we're trying to find is the most most ideal properties as fast as possible,
Mhm.
right? That's the end goal. I'm just making sure, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was creating the strategy to do that, and then asking chat, like, what could we do to improve this? How can it be better? Should we be sending, fruit and flowers to the agent, or like whatever, like what do you need to do to totally blow this out of the water, to wow it to where no competitors are doing anything close? Nobody could compete with your strategy, type of thing.
Got it. Got it. All right. I have about 5 minutes here, Mikey. I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you, um, like, what do you in your experience, what do you see most people using this type of software and AI for? Is it
I'm
e-com?
honestly working with multiple other real estate wholesalers doing this exact same thing.
So you have
Oh yeah.
clients that are real estate agents
Oh
right
yeah.
now?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Real estate wholesalers, real estate agents, and it's doing this exact same thing. The biggest one is trying to find properties because it's mainly lead generation, where you can't run an ad. You can't do paid advertising for this type of lead generation. The only way to get leads is you have to search the listings or cold call random properties that maybe are distressed. If you can try to tell that, if you can look at Google Maps or something,
Mhm.
but yeah, doing this exact same thing. So it's really just what markets you're in, and then is there ways we can leverage localized data for those markets or for all America, whatever.
Cool, cool. So what other like niche businesses you see, going on a lot nowadays, like trending? Or because the bottom line for me, yeah, I'm in real estate, but like I'm gonna work on this after 6 o'clock when I get home
Yeah,
in the evening, from because I can't do this in the office, right? Even though it's related to what I'm doing, but
sure.
you know, but the ultimate goal for me, I want to leverage AI to make money somehow, whether
Well, I can
real
tell you this
estate.
right now. How much is one qualified lead worth to your company?
It depends on the property.
An average. What could it be worth?
Well, we go for a average profit of 30 to 40,000 minimum.
Okay. So one lead could be worth 30 to 40,000.
Yeah, for the company. Yeah, for me, I
Yes,
take a percentage of that.
of course, before the company, right?
Right.
So if you could create an AI system that finds those leads for the company, couldn't you do that for any company?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that right there is a pretty valuable business. And you are actually doing it. You are very experienced. You actually are in the field. You're on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're building this right now to help your company, right? And if they're not saying go build it for us, it's our proprietary product. If you build it, it's ours, we own it. Then you own what you build. And then you could easily leverage that and you could go approach any other company and be like, hey, I can get you leads.
Okay, and then so are you gonna help me go through to get to that level, to where I have a packaged product that I can present to other?
If that's what you want to do, I'll help you make as much money as you want. I mean, it's again, like what I will show you unlocks your ability to do whatever you want to do, because we're at a point now to where you don't really need much more uh education or technological help. Like what I just showed you, literally you can go make a website, you can go make an app, with just saying it and typing it in, and then it's beautiful, it works, it's incredible.
Mhm.
So it's really up to you on what your goals are and how fast you want to reach them. But you creating that lead generation software, you could create a whole business around that, and you have an AI host, real estate lead generation business now, which is extremely valuable, right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the business, I'm not. So I'm guessing that it is, but that to me would, because everything with AI is more about specific niche and then going after the high transaction businesses that have high transaction value, they need AI the most,
Mhm.
more than
Okay.
like your plumber or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Okay,
right.
so go create that document and email me that document of the master strategy, and then I'll send you some videos on how to implement that into anti-gravity and connect it so that we can start getting the automations going, and then we'll just go back and forth from there.
Perfect. All right, cool.
All right, bud?
One last question. Do you
Yeah, man.
host any live events or seminars
I'm
or
working.
workshops?
That's my goal. I want to do one here in Orlando.
Yeah.
That is my
What
goal.
weren't you
I'm in
advertising
Winter
one?
Garden. I'm in Winter Garden in
Yeah.
Hamlin area.
Yeah, I know Winter Garden, yeah. But weren't you advertising one?
Yeah,
a
yeah,
live event?
that is still in the works.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
put that out there because I was curious, first of all, to see how much interest there would be.
Mhm.
And then I saw that there was a lot of interest, so I was like, "Oh shit, maybe I should actually really do this."
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah. I mean,
so it
I'm
more
looking forward to it. That's why I asked you.
no, no. It's in 2026. A lot of things are going to be ramping up, but that's part of my definitely goals. And what would be cool is do like a real estate focused one because I think that might be a little bit more profitable and valuable for people. Because general AI, like it could be anybody that wants to do anything, but something more specific, and then maybe we could build you out and get you some clients from it or something.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Okay.
If you're gonna build something specific to real estate, feel free to reach out to me with any questions or whatever you
Yeah.
need.
No. 100%. I
I'll
will.
be
Yeah.
happy to,
Yeah.
give
But
you whatever I
your
know.
your niche specifically, I have so many real estate that are trying to find they're trying to build the exact same automations, trying to find the exact same properties. So I know it is very valuable and high demand. So
Mhm.
it'll be worth you really pursuing.
Perfect. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
man, I'll talk to you soon for sure. Get that loom.com. Yeah?
Okay, got it.
Okay.
If you can send it on the
I
email
will.
or the
Yeah, and I have this whole video. I'll send you a recap of the video and everything too.
Oh, cool. All
Yeah, yeah.
right.
For sure. It's all
Perfect.
recorded. Yeah,
All
no
right,
worries.
Mikey. Take
All right.
care.
I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.